What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. As you may see, I'm on a different bike today. I'm not on the Harley. Well, the person in front of me just bought a bike, but he needed someone to ride it home for him so he can take his car back. So he copped the Yamaha YZF or YFZ6R. I've never ridden a bike like this before. It's definitely different, you know. Even coming from sport bikes, this bike is just different. So I'm going to give you guys my first impressions on this bike in case it's something you're looking at buying. So the first thing I noticed, and I'm not kidding, is the seat is very small and it's extremely hard. Man, this thing revs really high in 6th gear, huh? I mean, we're at 80 miles an hour at 7,000 RPMs. That's pretty high. But anyway, that was the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed is how extremely easy it is to use the clutch. Coming from Harleys and sport bikes now, I can tell you that those clutches, specifically the sport bikes, you know, the crotch rockets, if you will, they have a extremely unforgiving clutch in comparison to other bikes, and this one is really forgiving. Power, we looked it up before we bought the bike. It makes about 64 horsepower to the wheel. The engine puts about 75 out. I can tell you, that's a full throttle punch right there. You know, it's a beginner bike for sure. Nothing nothing for an experienced rider. I think for a first bike, I mean, this would be a good cruise around town. From the looks of it, if you do a lot of highway riding, I'd maybe get something a little bit different. Maybe even just a little bit bigger of an engine if you're stuck on these types of body styles. But yeah, I mean, so far it's actually really smooth. The Throttle has a smooth power delivery curve. Definitely not a lot of torque though, I can tell you that right off the rip. Let's drop it into 5th and give her a good pull. Alright, ready? That's full throttle, boys. That's full throttle. Okay. Alright. I mean, it'll go. I don't think you're going to be racing a bunch of people anytime soon on this bike, but hey, you know, it's still an enjoyable bike. Let's try some. Let's see. I mean, it leans over extremely nice. It is a taller bike, so that's something worth mentioning. If you're any smaller than, I'm 5'8", if you're any smaller than 5'8", you're probably gonna have a hard time touching the ground. You're definitely not 2 feeting this, and don't even think about flat footing. I'm 5'8", and I only 1 foot it with barely any lean. I can tell you that the wind it's bearable, but it's there. This fairing or windshield doesn't seem like it's doing much. It almost feels like I am on a naked bike. They call this a sport touring model. I don't know how much touring you're going to be doing with the stock windshield, or at least the windshield that's on this bike. But yeah, just something for you to consider if you're looking at it. Something I do want to point out though is the braking on this bike actually is pretty good. You know how most, you ride motorcycles and the back brake is kind of trash? I think it's the opposite for this one. I think that the back brake is actually pretty usable. I mean, you have a lot of weight on the rear end, being that you are sitting up and back some on this bike. So that's definitely going to help. And the front brakes, they're perfectly fine too. No complaints so far driving through the, between stoplights and stuff. And engine braking, I just completely dropped throttle there. Yeah, it slows down pretty well. You know, it's actually crazy how smooth this feels. On the Harley, I give it gas and it's just like it just wants to go, you know. It's got a lot of torque. This one is just such a smooth power delivery. I actually kind of like it. Like, you don't have to like feather the throttle. You can just kind of give it and go. Oof, yeah, to be honest, the wind's kind of bad now. Yeah, you sit so high up on this motorcycle, this fairing really doesn't do anything. If anything, it feels like that windshield is just sending wind straight to my helmet. I mean, I haven't experienced wind noise this loud, I don't think ever. So, yeah, when I crouch down here, it's a lot less, there's a lot less wind noise. Kind of want to give it some gas here, drop it down again. Let's do it. Oh my god, it's so windy out here. 90, 100. Okay, we had 100. All right, that ain't bad, son. Hey, who doesn't like to hit triple digits? Let's go. No, you know, no complaints about power delivery or the amount of power the bike actually gives. You know, it's a great bike for those that just want to ride and cruise, and it's also great for those that are doing I would say city commutes. Again, the highway right now, it's a little rough. I mean, I'm kind of screaming into the microphone, so I apologize if it sounds like shit, but I'm just giving you my real world first impressions, you know. Let's see, turning this bike. You know, I'm in a turn. It's a little sloppy. I'll be honest, it doesn't feel planted like some other bikes I've ridden. The front end definitely has some loose suspension, and maybe the rear. I didn't pay attention too much to the rear, but I definitely felt the front end, you know, kind of giving me that wave coming through that turn. I mean, it was nothing sharp and nothing crazy, but just something I picked up and want you guys to be aware of. All right, let's drop gears. You know, should we try to disappear here, boys? Should we try to disappear? Oh my god, that's so funny. Should we drop gears again? 8,000? I mean, it picks up. It picks up. No problem. I don't know, man. I just like to go, go, go. I don't know. I mean, is that normal? 7,000 RPMs in 6th gear at in between 75 and 80 miles an hour? I mean, that just seems high to me. I don't know. Even 68 miles an hour at 6K. I mean, I understand that this bike revs out to, you know, 11.5 before it redlines, but damn. I still feel like that's pretty high. You know, I've been riding this thing for maybe 10, 15 minutes now. My butt's already getting kind of tired, man. I'm probably spoiled by, you know, just the comfort of riding a Harley in general, but 85, 90, oh, 89. All right, let's hit this bump. No, you know, it takes bumps in the road pretty nicely. But yeah, I am impressed with this rear brake, I have to say. Let's see, what are some things that buyers would want to know about this bike? Stock exhaust is extremely quiet. I actually can't even hear it, but I can hear the engine, you know, screaming. Yeah, that wind's pretty bad once you get above 80. Here's the new owner right here, boys. There he is. Yeah, he's excited. He's been looking at buying a bike for like 2 years now. I'm not even kidding. He was talking to me about motorcycles 2 years ago. You know, I bet you guys want to know how much he paid for this motorcycle. Unfortunately, because it's not my bike and not my, you know, my financials, right? I'm not going to give away that information. But I'll put it like this: it was more than 5, but less than 10, and it was towards the lower end, you know. But you know, again, it's not my business to say anymore. But he did get a really good deal, I'll be honest. Yeah, he talked him down, kind of finagled him. So good for him on that. You know, I bet you this bike would actually strive in city conditions with a lot of stop and go traffic, things like that, because it really is smooth. There's not a lot of like you know, like trying to yank you out your seat. It's more or less a very smooth power delivery. I know I keep saying that, but it's something that I'm kind of noticing. It also doesn't seem like the throttle is all that responsive. See, now right here, man, this feels good. Cruising down these streets, this feels good for sure. You know, yeah, this is what the bike was made for sure. Yeah, guys, honestly, if you do a lot of highway riding, I highly recommend not the 650R. It's something that will protect you from the wind, will maybe have you lowered down in the seat and lowered down overall on the bike, and that maybe is able to run at a little bit lower of an RPM. This way you're not already sitting high up there. Oh, it's a perfect day to ride though, honestly. But some of the benefits of this bike, because I'm sitting so high up, like I actually never realized that, like I can see over cars right now. Ooh, no gear indicator. Come on, guys. What's up with these bikes not coming with gear indicators? Like, it's just kind of annoying. That's full throttle. I just don't know what gear I'm in. It tries. It's so cute. Okay, so that was second gear. Let's give it a first gear pull. Okay, ready? Oh man, that's funny. It's cool though. It's cool. It's not bad. She ain't gonna just pop a wheelie if you give it too much power though. So if you're a new rider, this might be the, you know, and you're afraid of throttle control, this is the bike for you, I'll tell you what. But yeah, sitting so high up, I can see over cars, and that's actually kind of nice. You know, I can see cars three cars ahead of me stopping, which will allow me to prepare sooner and faster. So that's nice, honestly. And alright guys, we have made it to our destination. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.